show. I hope you're having a good Tuesday. Look who it is, Christie Brinkley, everybody. I'm so excited, the Christies. I'm so excited you're here.
I am so excited.
Yeah.
And I was just telling Anderson, everybody loves you.
Well, that's very sweet.
I mean, it's universal. Everywhere I went, I'd be like, yes, I'm co-hosting on Anderson Cooper. I've been practicing my coffee cup techniques.
Oh, yes, have you?
know?
That's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everywhere I go, people are like, oh my God, I love him.
Well, that's very sweet. That's very nice.
Oh, yes.
I can name a couple people who don't, but they shall remain nameless. We have a huge show today. First of all, I'm very happy to be back on live. I've been away for a while. I've doing a lot of different stuff. We also have an exclusive story today, a story ripped from the headlines. A woman who was dubbed the coffee cup killer unfairly. Her name is Lois Goodman. She's here. She's a U.S. Open umpire accused of murdering her husband with a coffee mug. It made huge headlines in tabloids. Anyway, all the charges have been dropped against her. She's breaking her silence in a daytime exclusive. Also,
people have accused me of trying to murder them with the coffee that I
is that right?
I don't know about the cup. All
star of Dancing with the Stars, Gilles Marini is here, so we're very excited about that. And he's going to show you some of his
very excited about that.
But we got a lot to talk about because I was away. I was in Gaza reporting on the situation there, and I want to thank Rosie O'Donnell for filling in and Andy Cohen for filling in. And so I survived getting out of Gaza, right? Very, it was dangerous. Oh, well, first of all, no, let me tell you this story first. I'm on a plane last night flying back from Los Angeles, and I have the thing about people showing their bare feet on airplanes. And I've talked about this on the show before. It seems everywhere I go, I was on an Amtrak train recently trying to eat my McDonald's #1 meal, which is my favorite meal, the Big Mac meal, and a guy flipped off his shoes and was flapping his big hobbit feet right in my face. Sure enough, I'm on a plane yesterday and about to order the meal, and a guy who's wearing flip-flops on a plane, which is #1 mistake, takes off his flip-flops, and he's got his big fat feet on the seat in front of him. And so I get annoyed, so I take his picture. So that's the guy's feet.
Now,
look, I zeroed in on the foot.
Is it the foot or does it smell?
No, it's the foot. I just feel like a socked foot is fine on a plane. I just think a naked foot on a plane is inappropriate. It just strikes me as no one wants to see your hairy hobbit feet on a plane. I don't know. And we've also noticed now a lot of other people are taking pictures of people's naked feet on planes and on buses. This is somebody, we found this stuff on YouTube. There's someone else videotaping. Look, see, who wants to see this? Like if you're eating, it just seems unhygienic and inappropriate.
See, I'm from Malibu originally. We went everywhere barefoot.
Okay, yeah. You can go barefoot anywhere, and that would be fine. You probably have beautiful feet, I'm sure.
Well, I don't know about that, but I know, I figure, what? When you're flying...
Right.
Anything goes.
No.
As far as I'm concerned,
No.
you never know what's going to happen up there.
Yeah.
This could be your last few minutes. Enjoy it. I always eat the ice cream. The stewardess is always so surprised. She's like, well, I know you're not going to have this. Oh, yes, I am.
This might be your last flight.
Bring it on.
Look, in Malibu, sure, if you're on a beach, anything close to a beach, even if you're flying to a beach, I'll give you can be shoeless and naked feet. I just think if you're on the Amtrak and it's, in the snowstorm, I just don't want to see your big old fat
The funniest
hobbit feet.
thing about bare feet and travel is that people have developed. Have you noticed when you have to go through the machine and you put your shoes up there and then you do this special walk, like this, I don't want my balls of my feet to touch the ground, like they're going to catch some terrible disease right through my socks.
Yeah. Yes.
So people walk on their heels.
Yeah. So then I had another terrible incident on a plane, and I'm not even sure I should tell you this because it's kind of gross, but I'm going to.
Tell us.
So I get out of Gaza and everything's fine, and I'm flying from Tel Aviv. I was shooting a story in Portugal for 60 minutes.
Who says that? I get out of Gaza.
Anyway, I know, yes.
Fine.
So I get out and I get on the plane to Tel Aviv, and I'm flying through Rome to get to Portugal, and I suddenly become violently ill. And I don't really get ill very often, but I suddenly notice, I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Wait,
and I run.
You didn't throw up on the plane.
Well, no. I run to the bathroom, and I have an incident in the bathroom, and I'm spending a lot. I'm not going to go into details, but I normally don't sit down in a public bathroom. I could not help myself. I was so desperate, and I was in there for a good hour. I mean, yeah, oh yeah. No. I mean, people were banging on the door. I was the star of business class, I will tell you that.
Okay, there's one thing I don't like on a plane, I will admit, it's people throwing up.
Well, yeah, so then, then I leave the bathroom finally, like there's a long line. I'm out of the bathroom for a good 2 minutes, and all of a sudden I'm like, I gotta go back. And I jump the line. I'm like, I'm sorry, you really will want me to go, believe me. I go in, not only I end up, not only am I sitting on the toilet, I am throwing up at the same time.
Oh, no.
Yes. It was the worst thing. I mean, I had things coming out of pores I did not know I had.
Worst.
And then, and this is where it gets disgusting.
It wasn't already?
You know those sinks in those tiny little things?
No.
Yeah. It is full. Yeah, it's full. And I'm like, what do you do? Because I was so embarrassed.
Get into that little container on the wall.
Right. So then the drain, it won't drain, and I end up having to take all these napkins and soak everything. I know. It was disgusting. Truly disgusting. I used that bathroom the entire flight. Everyone on the plane hated me. I mean, I was the most disgusting passenger ever.
You're better now, right?
I'm much better. I'm much better. But then, I had nothing but hardships. Then I go to Portugal, which is a beautiful country I'd never been before, stunning place. And it took me days to recover. I actually had a doctor. I'm in this beautiful coastal area shooting a story for 60 Minutes involving the water. I don't want to go into the details of what the story was, but I'm on the water for 2 hours shooting this story. That night, and it's overcast day. Look at that, a beautiful sunset. That's my Instagram picture. Anyway, beautiful place in Portugal. I wake up in the middle of the night, and it feels like my eyes are on fire, my eyeballs. And I think, oh, well, maybe I have sand in my eyes or something. I douse my eyes with water. Anyway, it turns out I have sunburned my eyeballs, and I go blind. And I went blind for about 36 hours. I took this picture of me actually after I went to the hospital. I finally got to see a doctor. I couldn't see. That's my new Match.com profile picture, by the way. I think that's going to really work for me. Yeah, but
I sunburned my eyeballs once the day before I was up skiing at a celebrity
People
ski
do it on the
challenge.
snow.
And I woke up like this the morning of the ski challenge with my eyes.
Right.
I was like, oh no, I'm going to wear one of those masks that looks like you're robbing a bank.
Right, yeah.
And that's how I did
had no idea you could do this. And so I'm actually just wanted to warn people about this. And we actually have NBC's chief medical editor, Dr. Nancy Snyderman, on the phone to talk about this. Because I didn't realize you can actually burn your eyeballs. Explain this, because the doctor in Portugal, who was lovely, didn't speak English, so I have no idea what actually happened to me. But so what happens here?
It's really, the UVA and UVB rays of the sun, and you have very pale eyes like I do. And if you don't have some kind of sunglasses on that are polarized, it is like the snow blindness that Christie just talked about. And for you, it was the light reflected off the water. Fortunately, had nothing to do with the vomiting and diarrhea, for God's sake. But it's a reminder that, frankly, everybody needs sunglasses. It's funny, later in life, people get cataracts, totally preventable if people just wore sunglasses for their lives. But definitely on the water, on the beach, on the slopes, you burned your retina, and that temporary blindness is really common. Fortunately for you, you're going to be fine, but a real reminder.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you confirming that, because it's very terrifying. Suddenly, you can't see anything, and I didn't know what to do. I Googled like burned eyeballs, and sure enough, it popped up, and I could barely read what it was saying, and now I'm taking drops still, and the light still is affecting them, but I'm told it'll be good.
Dr. Nancy, is it worse for like Anderson's got these gorgeous pale blue baby eyes?
Oh, tell me more.
No, yes, you're absolutely
right. Is it worse
right,
for people?
because yes, absolutely. I mean, if anyone with pale blue or green eyes is not going to be able to keep the light out as much. So you're absolutely correct that paler eyes are going to be more susceptible. I mean, everybody is, but no doubt Anderson's more susceptible than most people. And the drops afterwards, steroid drops, take care of the inflammation. You know, for some people, they can have fuzzy vision for a good week or two afterwards, but one-time offense, you're going to be just fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the repeated exposure.
Let me ask you a question. What are you doing on the water without sunglasses?
Well, I mean, I never knew. I mean, the surfers don't wear sunglasses. People are on the people swim in the ocean all the time. I swam in the ocean for years without sunglasses. Like, who knew?
Well, from now on, no more.
I guess. I mean, yeah. I guess so. Well, and Doctor, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for calling in, Dr. Snyderman. Yeah. We got to take a quick break. Great news for the royal couple. We're going to have the latest on Kate Middleton's pregnancy and whether or not she may be actually having twins. We'll also announce our viewer co-host finalists. We'll be right back. Christie Brinkley for the day. Great news for the royal couple. Kate Middleton and Prince William are expecting their first child, which is very exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah, and she's actually been hospitalized with a rare condition called hyperemesis gravidarum.
Which basically is morning sickness, but extreme morning sickness. And I mean, how many of you have had morning sickness? It's horrible. There's nothing worse than being nauseous, and you know, right? You know. So it's like you had that gravidaris.
Yeah, hyperemesis gravidarum sounds like something from Harry Potter, I gotta say.
It does, it does. Hyperemesis gravidarum.
It's apparently a very rare form of morning sickness. Only like 0.3% to 2% of people who are pregnant actually get it. And it could mean that she may be having twins or triplets.
Yes, or a hairy baby.
A hairy or a hairy baby?
Yeah, right? Don't they say, like, if you get heartburn or really nauseous, that your baby's going to come out with a full head of hair?
Is that really true? I never heard that.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
And if you carry the bump, like, really low and nothing else gets fat except here, then it's a boy.
Is that true?
If the face fills out first and if the hips get really wide, then it's a girl, right?
Why have I never heard this? This is amazing. Is that actually true, or is that just a wives'
tale? Stick with me, kid.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not really in my wheelhouse, so, yeah. There's another, you know, I kind of feel bad for this child already, just the amount of attention. This child already has a Twitter page, like, there's somebody, like the royal fetus, there's already a Twitter handle for it, and some news groups are already, like, morphing pictures of the two to see what this kid is going to look like.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, the kid is, what, not even a month old.
I love one of the headlines was Kate Expectations.
Kate Expectations, that's good, that's good.
But it's true, I mean, if you already feel bad for the child, imagine if it's twins.
Well, I know.
What about, like,
I know.
the first one becomes the king and the second one? Actually, I'd rather be the second one.
Yeah?
All the perks, none of the responsibility.
That's true, yeah. Well, so yeah, I guess if you're the second one by like 15 seconds, you're second in line.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're golden.
You're not the
like,
one.
Okay, you go out and
you're the spare, not the heir.
Do all of that, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go hang with Harry.
Right, yeah. Because Harry's the one having all the fun.
Oh,
it does seem like that, certainly. Kate Hogan, the news editor for People.com, is with us. This is obviously going to be a huge story for People Magazine.
Definitely. It already is a huge story for us.
Yeah.
We've had all of our readers, everyone around the world is just so excited about this baby. It's been in anticipation for over a year now, and I think Kate's going to be so followed during her pregnancy, and everyone. Is
this going to be probably the next cover issue of People, or do we know?
It definitely is.
It definitely is.
Of course, this is huge for us, and so we're excited, and our readers are excided. People are telling us they already want to babysit.
All her clothes that she's going to wear.
She's going to be the most amazing pregnant dresser.
Yes.
My God.
Yes.
A lot of pressure on her.
I know.
A lot of pressure. There's a story in New York, which is just it's a local story. It's horrified New York, but it really. I mean, I think it's horrified many people around the country. It's on the cover of the New York Post today. A man who was pushed onto the subway tracks, killed by, I guess, seems to be some sort of, deranged person. And they actually have a whole series of photos. This is allegedly the man who pushed him. And then you actually see the guy standing on the tracks, standing on the platform still. There's also video that was taken. And then the victim is on the tracks, laying on the tracks, unaware that a train is coming. And then this is the final picture where the train is coming. And
how do you take that picture instead of running over and giving your hand?
Well, what I don't understand
pulling
is
him off.
Not just that, but there were a lot of people on the tracks who were trying to, I guess, wave down the train. I don't quite understand why more people weren't running to help grab the guy and just pull him up. And again, you know, we weren't there. There's a lot we don't know, but it's one of those situations. Apparently, his wife was interviewed. The victim's wife was interviewed. Said they had an argument before he left the house. And also that he'd been drinking, and that a bottle of alcohol was found on him after he was killed.
So what was it about the behavior that made everybody turn their cameras to him? Was it that there was loud screaming and everything?
I guess there was some sort of scuffle, yeah.
And at what point, though, does the person that's observing this, you know, not say, okay, this is getting out of hand.
Right, yeah.
You know, let's stop this.
Yeah. Well, you know, we see so many people now videotaping fights and not trying to intervene and help. And you know, it's always tricky when you know, intervening, because you don't know, it could escalate and it could get worse. But, you know, I hate to see a situation like this where it seems like there were a lot of people. Look, there's a lot of people around on that platform. You would think it would seem somebody could have maybe tried to
I'm really
intervene.
concerned about all of this. I think we need to remove a lot of these walls and barriers and things that are, you know, between us, and just remember we're all people and we've got to like step in and help each other.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's very true. Yeah, it's very true. We also want to send our thoughts today. Randy Silver, who is a member of our staff, she is having surgery today with her mom. It's a partial liver transplant. Her mom had liver failure. Randy was a match for her mom, so she stepped up to the plate and is donating part of her liver to help her mom. So they're undergoing surgery today.
She must be so thrilled to be able to help
to be able to do that. To be able to do that. And you're doing so many cool things. You're on Parks and Recreation this week. Is that true?
Yes,
Which
Thursday
I love
night,
that show.
9:30 NBC, and it's their Christmas show, so it's festive and fun. And you know, I hope everybody will tune in.
I'm glad you didn't have to wear that sweater.
I wore a Christmas sweater.
You did wear a Christmas sweater?
I am, Jim O'Hare is my husband, Jerry Gergich, and I'm Gail Gergich, and that's our favorite daughter. It's very clear that we have a favorite because she's in more pictures throughout the house than any of them. And I have 3 gorgeous daughters. Here's my other 2 daughters. And I had so much fun with all 3 of them on the set. You're going to be seeing all their faces. They're all talented, wonderful girls. I wish I could give everybody's names right now, but they're amazing, and we had so much fun.
You've also been in Chicago. You're on the road with Chicago.
Yes, and you'd never know. I mean, here in this show, I came straight from Chicago, where I do all these Fosse moves and sing all these Kander and Ebb songs, and then I come here and I'm like singing a little Christmas carol, and I'm stumbling through a little dance thing. It was pretty funny. But,
do you like? I mean, being on the road?
I love being on stage.
Really?
Oh my gosh. Doing Chicago was the greatest joy. I love being with a cast. That's Roz Ryan, she's amazing. And Amra Faye right over there in the car. Right there, she's incredible. She did the entire show in phonetic Japanese in Japan.
Wow.
That's how amazing she is.
That's crazy.
Can you imagine?
That's amazing.
You know, like, I mean, incredible. So I had, at the time of my life.
Where are you going next with it? Where's it going to be?
Well, I just finished my national tour with them, and you know, who knows? Maybe maybe something else. Maybe back with them at some point down the line.
Well, I'd love
but I
to
want to
see it.
focus on my skincare right now, because I've started my own skincare business from the ground up. ChristieBrinkleySkincare.com. And when I did Chicago, I thought, oh, it's just going to be 11 weeks. But then I went on to do London and the national tour, so it's been amazing.
That's great. Well, congratulations on that.
We've
also got finalists to announce. We got hundreds of submissions for our viewer co-host challenge. We want our viewers to have a chance to be our co-hosts. We've narrowed it down to our 5 finalists. Our viewers are going to vote. Take a look at the 5 finalists right now.
Hi, Anderson. Welcome to Iowa. Anderson, thank you so much for letting me come in person and talk to you.
Hey Anderson, it's me, Wayne.
Dear Anderson.
It's time to co-host the Anderson Cooper Live! This is Carla Key, reporting to you from Anderson Cooper Live. I'm just gonna keep jumping till I'm on the Anderson Cooper Live show.
Wow, you really do have piercing blue eyes. Anderson, this is my twin sister, Hasha.
Hi, Anderson, I'm Hasha.
If you choose us, not only is it a twofer, but we also wanted to give you this award. It means we will no longer just be twins, we'll be triplets. You'll be one of us.
I want to be your co-host for a day, and I have my honey boo boo juice here because it's gonna help me win.
Show us how to get down.
What are you delaying? Call me, baby.
Let me tell you why I make an awesome co-host. I'm a superhero in my spare time. Gotta get on the TV screen. Daytime TV, it's got to be entertaining over breakfast and coffee.
Check out all the videos. Go to AndersonCooper.com to vote. We'll be right back.